At the halfway point, the track has taken its toll. 20 cars have gone out, almost half the starting field of 44. The track is like some giant grindstone, wearing away men and metal with equal unconcern. In past races at Darlington, more cars have failed than finished. Some of the best drivers in the world have watched this race from the pit wall. Those that are still running, like Jimmy Pardue, are tearing up the racetrack, forcing their cars to higher and higher lap speeds. The pressure from the front runners makes the second 250 miles no easier than the first. If anything snaps, bends, breaks, overheats, shakes loose, or wears out, it's all over. Leroy Yarbrough, running sixth, learns this the hard way. After 400 miles of racing, Jimmy Pardue has the lead with Richard Petty challenging on every straightaway. Both drivers punishing their cars in the bid for first place. In third position, half a lap behind the front runners, Buck Baker moves his Dodge smoothly and relentlessly. Baker's pre-race strategy called for a steady 135 miles an hour. Pardue takes the lead coming off the backstretch. There's no room to pass on turns 3 and 4. Petty waits for the straightaway. Richard Petty takes first place. Pardue holds second. Buck Baker is smooth and steady in third place. With less than 100 miles to go, Pardue dives into the pits to refuel for the last time. All the leaders will have to stop once more before the checkered flag. The hood is up as the mechanics check the engine. Pardue wants to race. It takes 100 miles of hard driving to pick up 10 seconds lost in the pits. At last, Pardue is on his way. Wait a minute. A NASCAR pit inspector is holding him back. The right front wheel is held by only 2 lug bolts. The others were sheared off when Pardue brushed the wall. The entire wheel hub must be replaced before Pardue will be allowed to race again. Richard Petty keeps his foot down, turning laps at record speed. Lee Petty signals that the pressure is off. Buck Baker, now in second position, closes in behind fourth place Jim Pascal, driving Plymouth 41. Both Baker and Pascal are veterans of all 15 Southern 500s. There goes Baker, now a full lap ahead of Pascal. Jimmy Pardue also passes, but after losing 6 laps in the pits, Pardue is no longer a threat. Roy Tyner's Chevy loses its transmission in the third turn, and without power, Tyner can't control the car. Right behind him, David Pearson and Major Melton slam into each other as they slow down, trying to avoid Tyner. Tyner makes it to the pits and out of the race. It's a tough break for Dave Pearson. He's charged back to 6th position after a long pit stop. When the track is cleared, Petty is still the leader, a lap ahead of Buck Baker. But there's something wrong with Petty's car. Baker is flying. Petty's in the pits. A hand signal shows something is wrong. As Petty stops, the mechanic dives into the car. There goes Baker, 1 lap, 35 seconds away from first place. Petty is calling for ignition wire. Petty has 20 seconds to get out of the pits. There's nothing he can do but wait while the mechanic works under the dash. Petty's mechanic goes out the window head first as Baker comes onto the main straightaway. Buck Baker, Dodge number 3, takes the lead. The man responsible for the engines on all Petty cars is Morris, Richard's brother. We burned an ignition wire, he said. A little old $20,000 wire. Ray Fox, Baker's mechanic, doesn't quite dare smile. Leroy Yarbrough, Baker's teammate, stands by as relief driver, just in case. Baker is told to slow down and take it easy. Using his 20 years' experience behind the wheel, Baker moves out of the way as Richard Petty, now running third, storms back from his long pit stop. Jim Pascal, Petty's teammate, is in second place. Ray Fox doesn't dare breathe as Baker, running smooth as ever, moves up to take the white flag, signaling 1 lap to go. Ray Fox cars have won on every big track on the NASCAR circuit, except Darlington. This must be the longest 35 seconds in his life. There's the checkered flag. Buck Baker wins the Southern 500 for the 3rd time. Buck Baker wheels his Dodge number 3 to the winner's circle where he's been twice before. Baker has completed 6,599 miles in competition, more than any other driver in Darlington history. Only Baker and Jim Pascal, who finished second, have raced in all 15 Southern 500s. Baker, a 45-year-old grandfather, has been racing almost 20 years and has earned a nickname worthy of his skill, the Old Pro. As Baker's congratulated by Bob Colvin, president of the Darlington Raceway, Richard Petty rolls into the pits. Petty finished 3rd behind his teammate Jim Pascal. The winner's share of the $100,000 purse is almost $25,000, making this the richest of all Southern 500s. This is a very special victory for Ray Fox, mastermind of his Dodge team. Fox is the first mechanic to have won a big race on each of the 4 NASCAR superspeedways. Buck Baker's wife, Betty, a girl he met while she was a contestant, and he a judge in the Miss Southern 500 beauty contest, joins the celebration. By an earlier marriage, Buck has a grown son, Buddy, also a race driver. Well, for a tired old grandpa, Buck takes more than usual interest in Miss Southern 500. Baker accepts the congratulations of Tony Webner, manager of racing for the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. Baker's average speed, held down by slow running under the caution signal, is 117.7 miles an hour, although he turned some laps at better than 135. Buck Baker, the flying granddaddy of stock car racing, has taken the big prize at the granddaddy of all stock car racing tracks, Darlington.